Yeah, there's a lot to think about when you're building your strategy on this, for sure.
Well, it's so much different than when we started. I mean, it is just that.
Yeah. It's become a lot more complex, which is better for, as you said, Pete, in the first or second episode, you said, look, these are thinkers. These are intellects that come
Analytical players.
Analytical players.
Yep.
So these intellectual players come in here, and we want to have better things. We got bored just clicking a button. Well, now you've challenged us by making us have to think a little bit. Like when you start talking about car parts, what do I build in my chop shop? You've got basically the only thing that I build, Bugatti Sport.
Right.
That gives me +3 on my attack. It's 135 car parts, 1 high-tech car part. Gives you a 35 attack, 51 defense, but then it gives you 3 attack. The other one is the Hunter Spy. So if you're wanting to bone up your defense, because you're already doing it with the railgun for the attack, build the Hunter Spy. Gives you 52 attack, which is a decent car, 29 defense, which is worthless, but then it helps you with the +3 for your defense. So that's the one. People are like, well, why don't I get the Day Rider? It's a +1 attack and +1 defense, because it's worthless.
Yeah, you may as well take the 3.
Yeah, because it's got a 50 on defense, it's a 45 for attack, when either the Bugatti or the Hunter Spy, Bugatti gives you 51 defense, and the Hunter gives you a 52 attack.
Plus more points.
But since we're talking retro here, the Day Rider reminds me of Knight Rider and, Hasselhoff and so on and so forth.
Well, didn't they have one at the beginning before they changed it?
I thought so.
Well, they
Didn't
probably
they do
had
that
Knight
before?
Rider and then they had to take it out. I don't remember. The other thing we could probably talk about, too, and to kind of bring bookmarklets into the discussion a little bit, and I'm actually going to pitch a bookmarklet that's not ours at Spockholm. It's Josh Miller's J Graball. It's a great little utility that lets you collect up all those requests off your request page in Facebook.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so when you get those gifts from your friends and family that come across on your Facebook page, and you need to collect them all up, and in the past you just clicked button after button and waited for all the time for everything to load. J Grab All Gifts is one that's made by Josh Miller, and it'll do a great job.
But does it gift back?
It doesn't do the gifting back. Now, what some people have done is you can set a timer on it, and what they'll do is they'll set the timer high enough that it gives them time to do the gifting back while the bookmarklet's still running. So you can open up like 5 tabs or 5 windows. It collects them, brings you to the Mafia Wars page where it says, you've received such and such a gift, whether or not it's a special part or whatever, a pignata or whatever else from the person. And then, you normally click the button at the bottom that says gift back, and then it goes back to it. You still have to do some manual intervention on it. It doesn't do it all for you.
Yeah, but I would just feel too guilty if I wasn't gifting
if you didn't give back.
Yeah.
And that's one of those, I guess, it's probably, I question whether or not there's a chance when there's times that you should just let it go. Because, you give an opportunity to give free gifts using the free gifts within the game. So is that enough, keeping the gifts flowing, so to speak, without having to feel guilty about, collecting them really fast to save yourself some time?
See, I feel bad when it gives me the message that I've already gifted too much for the day. And I'm like, oh, no, that was such an awesome gift, though.
See, and that's one of those achievements, too, when you're first starting out. And after you gift 500 or 250 times, you get a
achievement.
You get an achievement for being gift happy, so to speak.
I think I've over-gifted. For sure.
Yeah, most of us do, but we all know a leech.
Exactly. There's nothing I can leech anymore. For personally, I have to get things through fighting.
That's a good point, too. Whether or not to fight, rob, or just do jobs or whatever else. And, robbing is much faster if you're trying to burn stamina, but for a new player, you're better off fighting because you can get some high-end loot as part of the fighting process. That's something else to consider, that when you're trying to decide whether or not to shoot for the achievement of, 100 robs in Vegas or 100 board clears in Italy, I would suggest you go to the fighting tab and start fighting like crazy. You're going to get better loot from it.
Another good thing to do is just look through your achievements and see what you're close to and what you want to work on, what's achievable and what's something to not worry about for a while.
Right, like the hot slots that
exactly.
take like everybody years to accomplish.
I know. Yeah.
So your armory was something that's even newer from when they first just had the chop shop and the weapon depot.
What do you build over there?
Me? I haven't had any stinking armor parts to build anything.
Really?
So, because I don't ask for it. I want the rest of my family to bone up. Everybody thinks, but you should be the first one. Forget me. I'm target number one. Why waste everything on me? Get my family members, get the guys at the top, everything first, and then you start to fill everybody else from the top down. Mm-hmm. And why do you do that? Why? Because your top needs to stay at the top. And then as they get 100% of what they need, they're still going to be accumulating. And then what you do is you just start to farm those and share those with people underneath.
Yeah,
exactly.
There's only 3 worthwhile ones in the armory, and that's the full body armor, which gets you a +1 attack, +1 defense, or the MNU suit, which gets you a +10 health, or the power armor, which gets you the 2 energy and the 2 stamina. I've been personally buying a lot of MNU suits because Chester just wants to keep beating me up now all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Because I tagged up with Spockholm.
So you might want to put more onto defense.
Well, I might do that too.
I'm building just the MNU suit in there. It's worthless to do a +1 body armor, +1 attack and defense for body armor. Don't neglect your health. Exactly. I know that's the first thing everybody's like, well,
if they kill me real quick, I'll just stay under, and then they can't do anything.
Yeah, but then when you start really warring or you start wanting to attack somebody, you're going to run out of health just attacking them. And if they see you attacking them and they hit you twice, you're toast. Mm-hmm. You're not going to be able to do anything. I had to learn that the hard way.
Right.
So the MNU, that is probably the perfect thing to put in. Forget the +2 energy and armor.
You get more for your money there.
Absolutely. Basically. It's the biomonitor and 42 armor parts. To recap it, armory, hit the MNU suit, get your +10. Jump back over to the weapons depot, get your railgun, that gets you your +5. I mean, once you got all your railguns, yes, then start playing for the big things. But then when you go back down to your chop shop, get your Hunter Spy or your Mugatti, depending on which one you want to put in.
Sometimes I switch off.
Yep. As you start to build, look at where you want to be. Do you just want to be an EHO, level up like a Spockholm guy? Do you
EHO, it's off to work I go. Just
That's
doing
right.
jobs and getting skill points to kick your ass later on.
I hope.
I'm catching up, man.
Yeah. Good luck, brother.
All right, then.
You'll eventually get there.
I think it's on between Spockholm and Mig.
The power of
Oh,
one.
he does not want that. The army of one.
I don't even think Martin's tagged up with Spockholm yet. So
you might want to clue him in. Well, you should come to our anniversary weekend, Mock.
That's right. You can be on our team. We'll put you in the Skype room. So, yep, on the 29th, Mig is hosting a Mega Mock. We've already got some good families that said, yes, they'll come after us, which is a wonderful
we will come
thing.
And kill you.
This is an invitation only, so don't just think that you can just drop by and get in.
Unless you just want to drive by.
Yeah.
Please don't just drive by. I know the families that love to just drive by.
Pull up a chair and stay a
don't.
while.
Be aware that on the 29th, we got a 48-hour mock. So we will be busy. We'll have a great time. We'll post some stats and stuff up later on.
Okay.
Yeah,
You'll have to excuse me on Halloween.
Oh, I know.
Halloween is on Sunday.
Correct.
And speaking of that, I would like to remind everyone to stop by our page and get signed up for our 13 Days of Halloween.
That's right.
You could visit us on the informantpodcast.com or on our Facebook page. We're giving away Mafia War gift cards.
Gift cards.
Anyway, someone's going to actually, how many are we giving away? 13?
13 days, 13 gift cards.
I would jump on that if I could.
Absolutely. It's free. Hey, Pete.
Yes, sir.
2,118 people like this.
Really?
We just gave away another lotto set.
Who got it this time?
Was Kelly Miller.
Kelly Miller.
Yeah, it's funny. She was already in my family, and I hadn't realized it. And so I sent her a message, and I posted it up on our page, and I said something to the effect of, "No BS, Kelly. Just won a free lotto set for Mafia Wars for being a fan of the Informant podcast. Get in on the next chance, and thanks for your support, Kelly, the Informant crew." And she writes back, and she tells me, she says, "I don't know that I want to vault it. It looks so pretty there."
Aw. So she needed it, so that's even better. Someone won that
it's great
actually
that
needed
someone that actually hasn't even vaulted it yet actually won it, which was great. This was our 2,000 mark, and we're growing in fast, or closing in fast now again on our 3,000. So 3,000, another lotto set. We'll just keep doing it till we get up to 5,000, and then there's the big surprise.
The big one.
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
but other
this is
than that,
pretty exciting.
yeah, this was a great show. Anybody got any shout-outs to do tonight?
I'm going to send a shout out to Mig. I always have to do that.
Yeah.
Love my family.
Yeah, I'm going to shout out to Martin. I got to tell you guys quick. I got a text from him today. He listened to the last episode. He said he was laughing like crazy, and his wife was looking at him all strange. So he'll probably sit and now kill me for sharing that on the air, but I pretty funny. He really got a kick out of the whole assimilated thing with Jen and stuff. And speaking of Jen, we didn't even talk about it.
We're missing
Who's
Jen
Jen?
tonight.
Yeah, who's Jen?
Who?
Jennifer, the Mafia Wars loot lady, and she has some great information about how to get your characters built up and what to do in the game and everything over on her page. She's actually out with just some friends tonight, and so she took a night off from the show, and we wish her to have a good time out there.
She'll miss us.
Yes,
Yep,
I'm sure
she
she's sweating
will.
it. She's missing us right now.
With that, I guess we'll call it a night. It's been a great show, really. I mean, we've got some great information. We'll come back from the past, head back in our Mafia Wars time machine, back to the present. We'll call it a night, and thanks for listening to the Informant Podcast. You can find us on the web at informantpodcast.com. This is the place where family is first.
I want a car, skin crash into the brave new world. I want to ride.